We're seeing these violent images. It appears to be a dumpster that's being pushed around. What can you tell us?
Rena, there's been a number of things that have unfolded over this changing situation throughout the morning. It all started when some supporters of President Trump announced plans to have several speakers address a crowd at noon. Well, a group calling itself mostly anti-fascist showed up around 10 o'clock to make sure that people would know that not everyone in Berkeley supported these speakers. Police set up some plastic barricades and a no-man's land between those two crowds. They shouted at each other for the better part of a couple of hours. Some eggs and bagels were tossed from one side to the other. But it was mostly peaceful, except for the shouting for those first couple of hours. Then there started to be loud bangs. Somebody here is tossing what appear to be M80 fireworks. Each time one of those goes off, the crowd scatters.
Hey guys, welcome back. Happy May Day. By the way, here I'm wearing this for all you concerned viewers out there. Listen, all right? I say no to drugs, okay? The thing is that they just don't listen, okay? Please. All right? I hope you guys understand. Anyways, happy May Day. I hope you liked that little bit of an intro. Even though today is May 1st, Tuesday, May 1st, 2018. I completely spaced on the whole fucking May Day thing. And by the way, when I used to live in Miami, I didn't even know what the whole fucking May Day thing was. I mean, I kind of saw protests here and there, but it wasn't until I moved to Seattle and I was there for the first year, and I actually got to see, because I was in, liberal heaven out there, and I got to see like the first protest, and every year how they had these protests, and it was just very, very interesting. I've never experienced anything like that, and every year I was always in a different state of mind in the sense of like, oh, fuck these guys, or yeah, hell yeah, go protesters. And I was always on one side or the other. And, now where, like, I see, like, a lot of those protests are very misguided and they're not anywhere, or, at least in some areas, like, let's say, like, a Seattle, you know what I mean? They're very, not in tune. I'm gonna take that back, okay? Because again, if you were down in the city, downtown Seattle, there would be all the millennials, the anarchists, whatever, just causing havoc, okay, when it comes to these protests. But then when you would go down to like Columbia City, which was south of Seattle, very suburby, a lot of immigrants live there and all that stuff, then you would see there of an actual protest, where you see like all the immigrants, like marching across like this, humongous thing, and actually doing like a real protest, like you see like around the world and stuff like that for this May Day, which is again today's the Workers' Day, right, or something like that. Again, it's just misconstrued out here in this country because, as far back as I can remember, the whole May Day thing really just started after 2007, 2008 against, the whole thing against the banks, the whole thing with, remember, 99%, the 1%, the 99%, that whole thing. Remember? It seems so long ago, even though it was the other day. By the way, look, the whole thing with my hair situation is like, it's either I get a rubber band or I get a haircut, and I'm getting a haircut, okay? The reason I leave it long and it's all fucked up is because I refuse to tie it back. I'm not a fucking Viking, and that's it. This is the only excuse. You gotta be like some humongous gargantuan type man that can pull off that hair. Otherwise, yeah, no, I'll stick with the beard and the short hair. I gotta get this going. The reason I keep bringing it up is because if I don't fucking bring it up, I'm never gonna fucking do it, alright? Anyways, what was I saying? Okay. So I made a list of a bunch of shit because I feel like there's a lot of stuff in the news today. Very important things in the news today. I'm going to try and keep it short, under 45 minutes. Again, I don't even know how the fuck it got so long the last few times, but we do. You do. Okay, so first thing I want to talk about is the whole thing with Trump and Netanyahu and that whole thing. The thing that I talked on yesterday. Again, I was really surprised with the reaction that I got from you guys and the positive feedback on it. I was really, really happy and glad that that was it. In fact, I was also pretty happy and glad that within an hour of me uploading it, I literally lost like 3 subscribers. I really did. I actually gained 4 subscribers, so now I'm at 495. I just checked. So that, in the end, it all came full circle, like in a good way. But that was really, really interesting and funny. And I got 2 thumbs down on that video, So, we already know why and what the hell the situation on that is. And listen, man. I'm the kind of guy that even if, let's say, my group, my people, my anything, my whatever does something wrong, I'm not gonna fucking just follow blindly like a sheep and be like, oh yeah, I gotta protect them or protect their ideals just because we're the same skin, the same religion, the same anything. No, I don't fly with that shit at all. In fact, hence why I'm kind of like a bit of a lone wolf. I don't participate in that kind of bullshit. Okay, I just don't. Like it's just that's for the weak-minded. Period. End of story. Okay. So if like unless you're like someone out there in Israel doing that whole fucking thing, and you're just so your mind is so whatever that you can't even fathom any other world but the one that you're living in, killing innocent Palestinians or vice versa, whatever. I to a certain extent I kind of give those certain people a pass because they're in this weird fucking apocalyptic world that none of us understand at the moment. Okay, but anyone out here, okay, or anyone outside of that, and they can see all sides of the whole equation, and they choose to be on the side of the fucking murderer, the killer, the horribleness. Listen, man, that's on you. All right, and I don't have to communicate or interact with you or discuss anything with you. Okay, and I feel that a lot of us should be standing our ground right now when it comes to all these things, okay? And standing your ground for what you think is right, and that's it. And not necessarily confronting or fighting anyone on any of these things, but just saying your piece. And if that's all it is, and then that's it, walk away. But you at least have to, know that, know and follow your gut and follow your heart and all that stuff. And if it's two people and one group, two groups, and one group says that it's okay to kill women and children, and the other group says it's not, and you choose to be on the one that you think it's not okay to kill anybody, then that's okay. Don't worry about it. Not everybody's gonna agree. Okay, it's just the way it is. Okay. So we are right now, we're on the side of like, yeah, I don't like, I remember Scarface, remember that scene, no women, no children? Okay.
Well, fuck you. What do you think I am? You think I killed 2 kids and a woman? Fuck that! I don't need that shit in my life. You die, motherfucker! What do you think I am, huh? What do you think I am, a fucking worm like you? I told you, man. I told you, don't fuck with me. I told you, no fucking kids. No, but you wouldn't listen. Well, you stupid fuck. Look at you now.
All right, so I'm in that boat, and I feel like a lot of you guys are as well. All right, so we're gonna go with that. Now, remember I told you I was gonna follow up a little bit on Trump and see what was gonna happen with that situation. Okay, so I did read up on what Trump said right after Netanyahu spoke. And oh, by the way, so what did he say when he was out here? So he had like a huge press conference, a giant PowerPoint presentation. You know what I mean? To us, to our government. I mean, this is all fucking ridiculous. I mean, this is like. This is like a movie, like $1 billion. This is like, for real. We had Dr. Evil come in and give a presentation to our government.
I have one simple request, and that is to have sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads. Now, evidently, my cycloptic colleague informs me that can't be done. Can you remind me what I pay you people for? Honestly, throw me a bone here. Shit. Oh, hell, let's just do what we always do. Hijack some nuclear weapons and hold the world hostage.
That's exactly what happened, guys. I'm gonna see if I can link the fucking the article on the bottom so you can see like all the different pictures of him, just saying how Iran is evil. We gotta fucking blow up Iran. Iran is a devil. Blah 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 blah. We need more money. We need you on our side, etc. etc. So that's the whole Iran deal, by the way. So the way I was looking at it, let me see what Trump is gonna do about this. And so what Trump did was that when asked about, straight up, hey, did you see Netanyahu's presentation? Yeah, I saw a few pieces of it. And so on and so forth. In fact, I'm gonna see if I got his answers right here. What else? Say Trump declines to say what he'll do on the Iran nuclear on the Iran nuclear deal. So he's declining on anything. He's not really, and he leaves open the possibility of more negotiation. I'm gonna talk about it in a second. And he says that, he goes, then Trump says, oh, I've been 100% right on Iran. No. Let's dissect that a little bit. I don't think I talked about this a few episodes ago, but on Friday, Macron, the president of France, and Merkel, the chancellor of fucking Germany, okay, these two are public enemy number one when it comes to, this country and, everything that, remember, they're part of the globalist and the new world order, that whole bullshit. And so the fact that they came to the White House, talked to President Trump, and were literally on his side, and still to today, this is like Friday, Thursday, I think it was Friday, but still today, they're still just getting closer and closer and closer. And what does that mean? Well, look, again, Germany, France, they're leaders of the EU, part of that agenda, the banksters, that whole thing. They're owned by them. And now all of a sudden they're aligning themselves. First of all, like Germany's been aligning themselves more with Russia and that whole situation, but now they're both here and they're aligning themselves with this country, with what's going on, and et cetera, et cetera. And look, I mean, it was very interesting. There's a lot you can tell from just what the fuck is it called? There's a physical behavior, whatever, as like when they were shaking hands, and I'm talking mainly about Macron, okay? Before just a year ago, 2 years ago, you could see like how they hated each other, and now you see this guy, president of France, coming out here, and they're buddy with Trump. And again, it's so funny because as soon as they get buddy, do a couple good deals, like the next day, like his puppet masters, Macron's puppet masters were saying, oh, no, we don't agree with what he said and the Trump thing. But again, things are moving and they are moving in the right direction. So, and why are these entities important, Germany, France, and that whole situation? Is because, again, we're trying to get, the deep state is trying to get everybody and everything, and Netanyahu's part of that, in order to, to try to get that whole situation to go take over Iran. Kind of like how they wanted to take over North Korea. Notice that squashed. In fact, Trump is going to go visit that border of North and South Korea and finally say hi, okay? Fist bump, Mr. Kim Jong-un, Mr. North Korea. How fucking crazy is that? How awesome is that, all right? So that's happening. I honestly, the way I see everything else developing at the moment, I don't see why that would not happen with Iran as well. And right now, what he's doing, Trump is just playing the whole fucking, the apprentice card, the whole fucking, he's more of a politician than any of these motherfucking politicians, all right? This guy really knows how to be an actor, how to do the whole fucking thing, okay? We've already talked about this a million times. But right now, what he's doing, he's just, placating to Netanyahu, placating to the New World Order, pat on the back, pat on the whatever, blah, 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 not really, yes, no, that whole thing, like the little kid, hey, can I get a toy, can I get a toy, can I get a toy, when you're at Toys R Us and you're like, yeah, sure, yeah, whatever, but at the end of the day, you don't buy him shit, let him cry, it doesn't really fucking matter. But yeah, you gotta like placate him throughout the whole fucking time you're in the store because you don't wanna, have that situation. You can have him kicking and screaming at the end of the, once you're walking out of Toys R Us. So it's kind of like the same thing, okay? So that's what I feel is happening. He's just entertaining the thought, and eventually, he's working on the Iran deal. He's working on all these deals, And again, it's not just with Iran. He has to work on it with all these other entities. And once that's done, and it's all said and done, then Netanyahu's going to be like, what the fuck are you doing? And then the United States, or Trump can, Trump is just going to say, well, we just did it. What the fuck are you going to do about it? Bam. And that's where I feel this is all going. And then again, that's going to open up a new Pandora's box, and we're going to go down another fucking avenue, and who the fuck knows, okay? At the end of the day, it's, it's for him, our president and our whatever, to cut ties with that part of the world. Why we need, and who knows, we probably won't ever, okay? The reason we need and we have that base out there in Israel is because, think about the strategic the strategic implications of having a base out there, okay? We're literally, right next to the Mediterranean, right next to Europe, right by, Russia, China, in the middle of the Middle East, etc., etc., etc. So I don't see, that's like kind of Guantanamo. That shit's not going anywhere anytime soon. Who knows? But I'm just, letting you know how it is. And, even, man, I'm just saying, man, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really see that going anywhere, but who knows? And let's see how all that develops, okay, throughout the time. Remember, there's so much for, not just for this presidency, but for the administration, for everything for all of us to do, and this transition is just kind of beginning right now. Okay, it takes a long time. It's not an overnight thing. So that's where I see that. Okay, I really do see that things are developing in the right direction when it comes to that, and he can't do everything all at once. He can't pull the rug from under certain situations because it's just going to exacerbate everything. So just like, I don't want to be one of these guys, oh, he's playing 4D chess, 6D chess. No, he's just really good at what he does. He's a really good business person. A lot of these people that are politicians, they're just politicians. All a politician is just someone that you give them money and they speak what you want them to speak. That's it. This guy's not a politician. This guy's a businessman. This guy's built his own thing from the very beginning, and he already knows how all this shit runs. In fact, he is the main guy that's run many of these operations, good or bad, but he's done it over and over and over again. In fact, his whole motherfucking life, and now he comes into the space where he has to run the biggest corporation on the planet, and none of the people that are in this corporation know how to run it except for him. And just a few powers that be, but again, he's wiping his ass with those powers that be. Because he knows his way around, like it or not, admit it or not, it's just the way it is. And so this, again, why we had to watch everything with a grain of salt very closely, because just like he could lead us towards a path of, we're gonna fucking put him on Mount Rushmore, he could also, destroy everything and be the only guy on Mount Rushmore or any statue. So, it's a fine line, all right? And that's it. I don't know what else to say, but again, I would not have done it. If I had to do it all over again, I would definitely have put him in there, because if we would have had the other one in there, that's it, man. I would have already been in New Zealand. I would have been recording this shit from New Zealand, while you guys are, watching this shit like, all huddled together around the fire, in an apocalyptic zone, in a fucking prison camp. I know, too awful, but that's the way I saw things. All right. So. All right, we talked about May Day, we talked about, Trump, and again, like, what I'm saying is, like, everything that I see happening there is, just like he de-escalated North Korea and has de-escalated other areas, I see the same thing happening there, and I wouldn't be surprised if the same thing happens in Venezuela and other parts of the world. It's just, again, he can't do it all at once, but he is doing it. What are we gonna do? We can't fucking hate on the guy for doing exactly what we want him to do, so, okay. So that's that. Okay, next thing. We already said Happy May Day. Oh, okay. I don't know if you guys are aware, but Omar was saying last night that coin market cap was going through some changes. I checked today, like we all do every fucking morning, and bam, sure enough, today is the 5th year anniversary of coin market cap. That's pretty fucking cool. That's pretty awesome. That's amazing. I don't know. Yay! Celebrate that. All right. So, battery's dying, alright, just FYI, I'm trying to rush through this, let's see, what else, I'm trying to think if I should keep talking or not, okay, so, I'm gonna keep talking for just a little bit longer, okay, so, I was watching, Max Kaiser today, and he was just talking about, the transition, everything we're at right now. I was also listening to a podcast by, it's called Hardcore History. I'm skipping his name right now, but I remember Dan Carlin. Dan Carlin and Hardcore History. If you guys have no idea who this guy is, just turn off my fucking video and go check him out right now. Just do it. So I was listening to his podcast. His podcast is like 4 hours long, by the way, just talking about history. It's the best. And I was listening to this podcast, and I listened to it a long time ago, but again, they're that good, like watching a movie again. And it was called Prophets of Doom, and it's literally talking about 500 years ago, the Protestant Reformation, Martin Luther, the printing press, everything that was happening back then, everything that's happening today, how everything is just so crazy. He wasn't talking about anything today, but it was just how funny how he's just talking about everything that happened back then 500 years ago, and it's like identical to what's happening today. I mean, this is a few little fucking, no electricity, but other than that, identical. It's fucking crazy, fucking cool, crazy, awesome. This is why I love history. And just again, listening through that whole fucking thing, understanding what's going on right now with, political correctness, things with the blockchain, the banks, the corruption all the way at the top. Every single fucking thing is exactly the same for the most part. And it's just so crazy that, we can look at, this is why we look at history. We get to look at this moment in time in history, this humongous shift change in humanity, and we are embarking on the same exact thing right now, and it's like we have no idea what the fuck is going on or what's going to happen in the future. But if we look at the past, study the past, we have a humongous vision to the future, okay? Because it already happened, so we can just go by that. Again, it's not going to be exactly the same, but man, pretty close, 95% close. That's pretty damn close, okay? So, with that being said, I really wanted to talk more about this, but actually battery's dying and I'm about to hit the 20-minute mark and I just gotta end it, okay? Because no 40-minute episodes, otherwise I will if I keep talking about this, but maybe I'll talk about it tomorrow. But again, I implore you guys to check that out. And if you guys don't know anything if you know about it, great. Just re-educate yourself on the, whole Martin Luther situation 500 years ago in the printing press. And if not, whatever, educate yourself on it. I feel like I went in circles there. Regardless, I think I want to talk about it maybe tomorrow. I might bring that up tomorrow. We'll talk about it a little more in depth and we'll focus on that. Also, I was going to go to some sort of crypto meetup thing tonight, but then when I went to, damn it, I already got the screensaver. But anyway, when I went to the website, it was like $500 or $1,000 for a ticket. And I was like, okay, I'm going to skip that one. And that's that. Okay, so, all right, guys, I got to go. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Please like, please subscribe, please share, please donate, please comment, please do it all. And, all right, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy. And I'm sorry for the abrupt finish to the episode, but you can't listen to me. I'm on drugs all the fucking time, whatever.